In a shocking turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, Wang Yibo, the usually composed and stoic star known for his cool demeanor, was reportedly seen breaking down in tears during what sources describe as an emotionally charged family reunion orchestrated by none other than his former co-star Xiao Zhan. But what exactly transpired behind those closed doors, and why are fans calling this the most controversial celebrity story of the year? The question that's driving millions of fans to madness. What could possibly make the unshakable Wang Yibo cry? According to multiple insider sources who spoke exclusively to our publication, the answer lies in an elaborate and deeply personal plan that Xiao Zhan had been secretly developing for months, a plan that would ultimately bring Wang Yibo face to face with emotions he had been suppressing for years. Here's the jaw-dropping revelation that nobody saw coming. Xiao Zhan, despite their complicated professional relationship and the intense scrutiny from fans, had been quietly maintaining contact with Wang Yibo's mother, Ms. Wang, in what can only be described as one of the most surprising celebrity friendships of the decade. Sources close to the situation reveal that Xiao Zhan had been deeply concerned about Wang Yibo's increasingly distant relationship with his family, particularly his mother, who had been expressing private concerns about her son's emotional well-being to those close to the family. The entertainment world was completely unprepared for what happened next. On a seemingly ordinary Tuesday evening, Wang Yibo returned to his family home in Luoyang, expecting nothing more than a routine visit. What he found instead was a scene that would leave him emotionally devastated and questioning everything he thought he knew about the relationships in his life. The dining room, typically simple and understated, had been transformed into an elaborate dinner setting, complete with all of Wang Yibo's childhood favorites, dishes that his mother hadn't prepared in years due to their increasingly strained relationship. But the real shock came when Wang Yibo discovered the architect behind this emotional ambush. Xiao Zhan, dressed casually and wearing an apron that belonged to Ms. Wang, emerged from the kitchen carrying a steaming pot of Wang Yibo's favorite soup, a recipe that, according to family sources, only his mother had ever been able to perfect. The sight of his former co-star, someone he had maintained a professional distance from due to fan pressures and industry politics, standing in his family kitchen alongside his mother, proved to be more than Wang Yibo could emotionally handle. Witnesses to the scene describe what happened next as heartbreaking and completely unexpected. Wang Yibo, known throughout the industry for his emotional control and professional composure, reportedly stood frozen in the doorway for several minutes before the dam finally burst. Tears began streaming down his face as he processed the magnitude of what Xiao Zhan had done, not just the dinner, but the months of careful planning, the secret conversations with his mother, and the genuine care that had motivated this entire elaborate gesture. The emotional breakdown that followed has been described by those present as unlike anything they had ever witnessed from the typically reserved star. According to our sources, Wang Yibo's tears weren't just about the surprise dinner. They represented years of suppressed emotions, family tensions, and the overwhelming realization that someone he had been forced to keep at arm's length had been quietly working to heal the most important relationship in his life. But here's where the story takes an even more shocking turn. Ms. Wang, who had been collaborating with Xiao Zhan for months on this project, revealed that her son's emotional distance hadn't just been affecting their family, it had been impacting his mental health and overall well-being in ways that were becoming increasingly concerning to those who knew him best. The dinner wasn't just a surprise, it was an intervention disguised as a homecoming celebration. Xiao Zhan's motivation for orchestrating this emotional reunion runs deeper than simple friendship or professional courtesy. Sources reveal that he had been observing Wang Yibo's increasing isolation and emotional withdrawal for months, particularly after several high-pressure projects, and the constant scrutiny that comes with being one of China's most popular entertainers. The decision to involve Ms. Wang wasn't made lightly. It represented Xiao Zhan's belief that healing Wang Yibo's relationship with his mother was crucial to his friend's emotional recovery. The planning process itself reads like something out of a drama series. Xiao Zhan reportedly spent weeks learning to cook Wang Yibo's favorite dishes from Ms. Wang, who had initially been skeptical of the plan. Phone calls between the two became increasingly frequent as they worked together to create not just a meal, but an experience that would force Wang Yibo to confront the emotional walls he had built around himself. The controversial aspect that has fans divided: was Xiao Zhan's intervention appropriate, or did he overstep boundaries that should have remained intact? Industry insiders are split on this question, with some praising his compassionate approach to friendship while others question whether such emotional manipulation, regardless of good intentions, was justified. The dinner itself became an emotional roller coaster that none of the participants had fully anticipated. After the initial shock and tears, Wang Yibo reportedly spent nearly 20 minutes in emotional conversation with his mother, the longest meaningful exchange they had shared in over 2 years. Xiao Zhan, recognizing the importance of this moment, quietly retreated to the kitchen to give them privacy, continuing to prepare the meal that had brought them together. What happened next has left entertainment reporters scrambling for answers. The three spent the entire evening together, with conversations ranging from Wang Yibo's career pressures to his mother's concerns about his emotional well-being. Sources describe the atmosphere as cathartic and deeply healing, with Wang Yibo gradually opening up about struggles he had never discussed with anyone, including the pressure of maintaining his public image and the toll that constant scrutiny had taken on his personal relationships. The most surprising revelation of the evening came when Wang Yibo admitted to both his mother and Xiao Zhan that he had been considering taking a break from the entertainment industry, a decision that would have shocked his millions of fans and significantly impacted several upcoming projects. The emotional support he received that evening, particularly from his mother, reportedly helped him reconsider this drastic step. The aftermath of this emotional dinner has created ripples throughout the entertainment industry. Word of Xiao Zhan's compassionate intervention has spread quickly among industry insiders, with many praising his dedication to genuine friendship over professional convenience. However, others have raised questions about the appropriateness of his involvement in such a personal family matter, particularly given the complex dynamics between the two stars. The mess. Wang's role in this story adds another layer of complexity to an already emotional narrative. According to sources, she had been struggling with her son's increasing emotional distance for months, feeling helpless as she watched him retreat further into his professional persona. Xiao Zhan's proposal to help rebuild their relationship initially seemed too good to be true, but his genuine commitment to the project gradually won her trust. The cooking sessions between Ms. Wang and Xiao Zhan have been described as surprisingly therapeutic for both parties. While teaching him to prepare Wang Yibo's favorite dishes, she found herself opening up about her concerns for her son's emotional well-being. Xiao Zhan, in turn, shared his own observations about Wang Yibo's increasing isolation and his belief that family support was crucial to his friend's happiness. The question that's dividing fans worldwide: was this elaborate dinner plan a beautiful gesture of friendship, or an inappropriate intrusion into Wang Yibo's private life? Social media has exploded with debates about the ethics of Xiao Zhan's intervention, with supporters praising his compassion and critics questioning his motives. The emotional impact of the dinner extends far beyond the immediate participants. Wang Yibo's team has reportedly noticed significant changes in his demeanor and approach to work since the evening. Colleagues describe him as more relaxed, more open to collaboration, and generally more present during professional interactions. The healing that began that night appears to have had lasting effects on his overall well-being. The shocking detail that nobody expected: Xiao Zhan's commitment to this project included learning not just cooking techniques, but also traditional family recipes that had been passed down through generations of Wang Yibo's family. Ms. Wang taught him dishes that she had learned from her own mother, creating a connection between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's family history that goes deeper than simple friendship. The preparation process revealed unexpected depths to Xiao Zhan's character that even his closest friends hadn't fully appreciated. His dedication to perfecting each dish, his patience with Ms. Wang's teaching methods, and his genuine investment in the project's success demonstrated a level of emotional intelligence and compassion that surprised even those who know him well.